Welcome to The Circle. My next question then, I mean, with, like we say, everything evolving, and I think the women's voice also becoming a little bit more prominent, you know what I mean, and out there, who's more sensitive? Is it the ladies? Is it the women? Because we've kind of had we've had the role of being sit down and keep quiet, and now that we're speaking, the male ego is at being attacked, and people feel like your role is a little different. If a woman speaks up more, she makes more, or she does different things. You know, who's more sensitive?
The money thing, I think you didn't touch the money thing properly. Yeah. In my house, if you make more money than me, that's my money. I don't care that it comes into your account. I won't really necessarily get your pin and transfer it to my account to use it. But there's nothing that you're going to do with that money without my approval. Of course, except for the minor things where not to belittle the conversation, I mean, but on a serious note, like big spends, you need to come to me as if I'm your father, because that's my role. That's how I feel.
Now, I mean, you use the word, you said approval. Is it more approval or discussion?
Discussion than approval. Always, everything has to be approved. So that's very important. I mean, for you in the mindset, especially from a context of Christianity first, culture second in my operating system that I refer to. In both settings, I approve everything. Unless obviously I give you free reign on it. Okay, you buy groceries, but stay within $3.5 grand or whatever. That would be the discussion. But later on, I mean, especially when there's disagreements, once we agree to disagree, that means I have the final say, and that's it.
Why do you feel entitled to her achievements or her money? Why do you feel entitled?
Why do I feel entitled? Because she's mine. So I'm very possessive.
He put it up. Why is she yours? Because of the Lobola.
Because of my culture. My culture put me in a setting where I found. So in my cultural context, I'm Swati, by the way. So in my cultural context, thank you. Well, I mean, and by me saying I'm Swati, this is transcendent in the Nguni sort of tribes, and it also goes to the Tswanas, the Pedis, and most of the vendors. I think it's a bit worse with vendors. But anyway, the point is, but you know what I mean, though. I mean, ladies go all the way down. We want them to kneel when they bring us our food.
That's for sure.
Go straight down.
Do you know what the problem with culture is, right? The problem with culture for me is that it was designed by a man for men. That's the problem with culture. As much as we are partly cultural, it was designed to belittle women. And the problem with that is that because I'm black, I have to respect a system that was not designed to kind of progress me. But because I'm black and I'm African, because it's culture, I have to justify why I have to kneel down to
all
give
the religions
food.
are the same. It's not just culture in Africa.
No, but I'm just
Christianity
saying that
does the same thing.
It's sexism. It was designed by a man.
But then I could say it was designed by God, because I mean I'm referring now to Christianity specifically because I heard you say also Christian.
Yeah.
So I mean that submissiveness thing, to me, I wanted to finish my explanation of why you are mine. That's because when I am given the keys, the proverbial keys as the head of my home, and my home is not really my home; it's my forefathers' place. Yeah, like I'm just a what do they call? A person that has the confidence of other people to take care, a caretaker, so to speak, of this home. It's not mine, it's the kids. It's the kids' home. And everything that is on that domain belongs to me. My dogs, my cows, my children. I'm sorry to say it like that, but this is the view that Africans have. Yes. Like if you listen to the chief, so a king, the king of Swaziland has his chiefs, right? But his throne, where he sits on his throne, there is a chief there. That's called an indvuna. And that man is usually, he gives out seminars to teach people about culture. And he will refer to, his property. And when he says property, he includes his wife or wives, of course. because that's you know the creed that we follow. So it's not even a question for us. It's inbuilt. It's the thing that he says, and that's scientifically backed up as well. That after you do stuff for too long a time, it eventually becomes ingrained in your gene structure.
But that's the thing, though. It doesn't mean that because something's been happening for the past 600 years, it makes it okay.
Of course,
it's not okay. Also, I want to ask you, so then what belongs to a woman, since men are entitled to all of it? No. What belongs to a woman? He counted. He said, I own the woman, I own the money. What does the woman own?
She is my extension. She's my eyes where I am not.
So she doesn't even belong to herself?
No, she belongs to me, and I belong to God.
I mean, so. No, go ahead. No, I was just saying, it's like, I battle with this even in my own family, where my father speaks a lot of patriarchal talk all the time, but like he wasn't even there. My mother was the mother and the father. We are raised so much in like we want women to abide by these traditions and cultures because they benefit men, but men aren't abiding by these traditions and cultures themselves most of the time. And we're like, women can't do everything, but women are doing everything. They're playing all of the parents. They're playing, then your aunties and your grandmothers are all assisting and playing all of these roles that half the time you guys abandon anyway. But then say, no, you must act this way, you must be submissive because it's culture. But where are you fulfilling your culture?
Can I ask, what would you want? What is a model of a guy that you want? This non-sexist, non-patriarchal guy, so that I can understand what you want it is. Because all I know is what I've been raised under. That's all I know. I've never had to oppose that. I was born under this. My father, my uncle, my family, everyone I see, all the men around me have taught me a certain way to see life. So can I hear it from you? If you're saying we should stop, if it's DNA, if something is heavy, as he said, I will act. I will act. And the funny thing about our culture is it teaches us to love women more than everything. That's the counter thing where then it seemed as if we don't love them. Women are our ultimate. Yes, it teaches us that way. I'll do everything for my wife.
The reason why.
Let me go through my next question. I can lead into that. As the modern day African, what's important to us? Is it career and you know self identity and building yourself as a person? Is it relationships? You know, because I think culture is mostly based on marriage and children and things of that nature. But modern day, today, what is important to us as individuals?
Unfortunately, I don't think we know. I mean, we're constantly trying to find each other and find the new view. That's the cross-section of urbanization anyway. I mean, we keep on referring to generalistic statements, which I feel are incorrect because the majority of the population lives in the rural areas. And again, in the time capsule I mentioned. And it literally is there. You find men who are taking care of their families. They have 100 cows. They don't care to go to town. They never go to town. I mean, they just milk their cows, sell that milk, whatever. Life goes on that kind of patriarchal, agrarian age system of living.
I feel like you find matriarchs in that time capsule that you referred to as well. And I feel like we know that there were matriarchs way before all of this. The woman was actually the one calling the shots in the house. So when she says the system was designed by a man to make the man comfortable, maybe we should go back and find out why.
The question is, do we want to?
I definitely want to find out why. I definitely want to find out.
Of course, there can be a
But what are
vote
the
on
reasons
this,
behind why you
and
want
I guarantee you, if there's a vote on this,
So are you saying culture is flawed? Is it a word?
It is great. Culture didn't fall from the sky. We created, we evolved it. It's like culture 100 years ago is not the same as 1,000 years ago. It's always evolving, but we are in control of that. You know, and it fits our lives and what we need. So culture here in this region of the world, in this region of Africa, is different than in East Africa because we have different needs and different existences, and our culture reflects that and evolves to continuously reflect.
Can you answer the thing I asked? What would you want? To say we abandon the way we
I think
always
you
know.
answered. What do you want? What do you want?
I want to stick to what I know. That's
Which
all.
is?
What we've discussed.
And
Lobola,
But no one's saying you can do that. Just don't project that on me.
I know.
And say you're sad for me and sad for the
I
state
wanna
of women
hear you.
because I
wanna
don't
hear
want
you.
what you want. You will happily find a woman to
No, I
fulfill
know.
all that.
I know.
I'm not going to be attracted to you.
We
That's
will
for damn
crash.
sure.
I agree. You're gonna
Yes,
crash.
yes. But let me be me
So what
and
do you
live
want?
my freely autonomous
Okay, but wait.
life.
What do you want?
In
I
the
wanna hear
same way we said we will mold to what needs to be,
He's asking you what do you want. What if he wants to become that?
Yes.
Do you
Can
know
I get
what it
this
should be?
now?
What is the letter
I
of
want
what
to
we have
walk out
now?
into
We
the
don't know.
Yeah.
I want to walk out of a door at night without being afraid of a man. That's what I want.
I'm afraid of a man.
But the reality is women are under siege at the hands of men.
Everyone's under siege at the hands of men. The problem is clearly men. Men are scared of men, women are scared of men, children are scared of men. We're not scared of women. You don't walk on the street. When I walk into the street and see women on the street, I'm like, oh yes, I'm safe. When I get into an Uber and it's a woman, I feel like I'm safe. But we all of us in this room are scared of men in the middle of the night walking down the street.
Takes me back to my next question.
No, that's not
The gender.
But he just said.
I mean,
We're saying what the problem is, but no one is solutioning what men should be in order for you to be happy. So the fact of the matter is, you know what men should not be, i.e. the now. What should they be? Nobody knows. So you don't know where we want to be, but you know what the problem is right now. In other words, what we currently have, as bad as it is, it's efficient. We need to be...
How is it efficient?
How is it not? We are functioning.
But she just said she goes out to a
But what is the
How
letter
is it-
of... What is the letter of
Let me
what...
go to my next question, so that it would kind of be the base of the next question. There was a trend going around, or hashtag men are trash. You know,